Previously on Pokémon Light Platinum Nuzlocke Challenge. Obtaining my first gym badge was like a walk in the park. And Jessica not only rewards me with a gym badge, but also with a nice toxic move, which I immediately decide to waste on Bayleaf just because I can. Back to Route 404 and we stumble upon another two arch rivals to add to the pile. Apparently these two are called Lunik and Solana. I wonder where they are getting all these weird names. I get ambushed right away by arch-rival Kenta, who wants to see how much I improved. This better be good, Kenta, for wasting my time. Today on Pokémon Light Platinum Nuzlocke Challenge.
Welcome back, my fellow disciples. This is your Captain Wimzor the Great speaking, for what is already part 11 of my Pokémon Light Platinum Nuzlocke Challenge. Okay, anyway, last time we stopped playing right after entering Phantom Town. I'm not expecting there's a gym around here, but maybe we can get another item or two in this place. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, we got to know another two rebels named Lunik and Solana. And while Lunik led us back to Inner City, Solana went up north, and this is where we're apparently going to face her a first time. She leads off with a third trick, or we might as well say a curse trick. Her whole team consists of cute girly Pokémon, and it took my Growlithe no trouble at all to beat her. That's basically all there is to see in this town. We go to a new route right next to the Phantom Town and encounter a Krogunk here. So let's catch that guy. A poison fighting type might come in handy later. I was wondering what I should be calling him, and my buddy right next to me said I should call him Adolf, so we might as well just go with that. Wait, that ain't too controversial, right? Anyway, I have nothing to do with that, so I apologize. The Pokémon trainers in the swamp actually have a normal amount of Pokémon for a change. Most of the time they have up to 3 Pokémon in their party. And other than battling, there's not much to see at this place. And who have we got here? I swear I can't take 5 steps in this game without encountering some kind of arch rival. This time it's Diamond who's stalking me. Let's see what he's got in store. Also, it's raining in this place. That's something to take into consideration while battling, since that means water type attacks are stronger and fire type moves are being weakened. So Diamond leads off with the Ghastly, but that's an easy opponent for my Growlithe who knows Bite. Afterwards it's time to take down his Eevee with Marshtomp, and after that it's not hard either to take care of his flying type, which I don't care anything about since it's obviously been Pokémonized.
You fail.
And to end it all, he sends out an Elekid, which will probably be one hit KO by Marshtomp with the ground type move. Piece of cake. While battling these trainers on the route, I do notice that they're getting ahead of my Pokémon again, and that I'm running out of potions and antidotes, so I decide to pay a quick visit to the Pokemart and Pokécenter in Phantom Town. But alas, there's no Pokemart in Phantom Town. They might as well have added a Pokemart instead of that locked house in Phantom Town. That's only there for the sake of making the place look a bit bigger. So unfortunately for me, there's nothing else I can do apart from going all the way back to Inner City. Back to the swamp in Route 406, where I find out that I was actually almost at the ending of the road, which rendered my visit to the Pokemart in Inner City pretty much useless. So we arrive at a new town, but something appears to be quite wrong here. The forests in town are on fire, and there's Team Steam crooks all over the place. As usual, they're blocking the way to the most important places in town, because they have nothing better to do than stand in front of gyms that I have to face. We get to see a small cutscene where 2 of the Team Steam leaders are talking about a red and blue orb, and that they're going to some sort of botanic laboratory, whatever that may be. I sense another gym leader introduction coming from miles away. Oh hi Ash, it sure is good to see you around here. I haven't seen you since episode 10, how are you doing? I was already suspecting you gave up on chasing me around the place. What is it you say? Red is here too. Well, ain't that a surprise. So, that seems to prove that Red and Ash are indeed not the same person at all. The professor and gym leader of this town is trapped by Team Steam in the botanical lab, but luckily enough, they figured out a marvelous plan to take care of Team Steam once and for all. Ash and Red will stay outside while I have to enter the lab and defeat probably the strongest Team Steam members who are guarding the blue and red orb and the professor. Seems like a perfect plan, assholes. So I receive a Team Steam uniform from Ash to disguise myself as a Team Steam member, Red's Gyarados douses the flames with a rain dance. Luckily enough, the fire hasn't spread all the way to the swamp, because that would have been a big disaster. Even Red says the plan is ingenious, and he seems to have a hard time with his level 100-ish Gyarados against a level 20-ish Stunky. He must be stalling for time so he doesn't have to go inside the lab with me. When I put on Team Steam uniform, the bicycle soundtrack kicks in, and my character seems to run a lot faster. That makes me suspect that I won't be getting a bike in this game. Anyway, the lab should prove to be a piece of cake with my Team Steam uniform on, but oops! Upon entering the lab, my character decides to take off his disguise, so Team Steam members will probably not let me pass without a battle. You clumps. On the first floor, Team Steam members were falling like flies. They didn't prove to be a challenge at all. Hopefully the second floor will prove to be a bit more difficult. I decide to put my Bayleaf in the lead, since he hasn't been that useful in the swamp with all its poison type Pokemon, so it's time to give him some proper training. First Pokemon, Shallows. That's an ideal opponent to take down with Bayleaf. And a Duskull. All is good so far. Might as well switch into Piotr, who hasn't been able to take anything down since the previous episode. The next opponent sends out a Grimer. Since the type disadvantage, I switch out to my Swampert, who unfortunately gets poisoned before being able to take that Grimer down. On comes Baltoy, a 3rd generation Psychic and Ground type if I remember correctly. I was planning to take that down with Marshtomp, but that Baltoy was one tough cookie to crumble. First off, my Marshtomp was still suffering from poison. Then he got hit by a Mudslap and Psybeam and became confused, so even though I had a type advantage, I decided to finish him off with Bayleaf, because if there's one thing I hate, it's being confused. I always like to switch out my Pokemon as soon as it gets confused, because I always have bad luck when it comes to fighting while being confused. On comes Bayleaf to finish the job, but as soon as I bring him in, Baltoy self-destructs. Fuck my life. Bayleaf! Why do the good always have to die so young? I guess I'll have to find myself a new grass companion. But there's also some good news. In one of the rooms in the lab, I found a Zora waiting for me in a Pokeball. I'll be certain to pick that one up once I have enough room. There we go. Welcome to the team, Zora. You'll be replacing that grass Pokemon whose name I've already forgotten. At the 3rd floor, I find some people randomly staring at 2 Pokeballs. And I also found Team Steam's executive Sheila. You know, the one with the Shadow Tag balloon Pokemon that can kill you if you're not prepared. So she leads off with the Haunter while I send out my Miltank. Since Miltank doesn't have any moves that can inflict damage on a ghost type, it would have been suicide to use him if Sheila had sent out Drifblim as her lead Pokemon. I should find something to counter that for in the future. After switching out Miltank for Growlithe, Haunter goes for a Curse Attack. So I switch again to my Marshtomp, who finishes Haunter in 2 turns. On comes Drifblim, so it will be up to Marshtomp to defeat that one. Stab, Astonish and Guzz attacks inflict way too much damage to my liking, so I have to spam some Moo Moo Milks to heal up my Marshtomp. That Drifblim was way too powerful. I'm glad I didn't suffer a critical hit, because losing my Marshtomp would have been a big blow to my Nuzlocke completion aspirations. The last Pokemon is a Perugly, who trolls me to sleep 3 times in a row and even outspeeds me after a downgrade in speed. But after a pretty intense battle that showed me once again that I have some leveling up to do, I managed to survive the fight with Sheila. After her defeat, Sheila says that I came too late and that the other 2 Team Steam leaders have already taken the blue orb and red orb from the lab. Why were they in this lab to begin with? Luckily enough, one of the Team Steam admins mentions they're going to Sceneport City, so now I know where I have to stay away if I want to avoid more unnecessary fights and plot twists. Aha, there's the gym leader introduction I was already expecting.
It's surprising to see how many female characters the story has, by the way. Both gym leaders are females, as well as the 3 Team Steam admins, so basically Team Steam is being led by women. That will probably be the reason why they can't get anything right. I don't even care who you are, Professor, I'm only here to get badges and free stuff. This guy asks if I have 6 Pokemon in my party. I probably receive another Pokemon from this fellow. I wonder who it will be. So in the end, this guy gave me an Eevee egg. But I don't have the time, nor the motivation to walk around with that thing until it hatches, so I'll be getting my Zorua back from the Poké Center. Then there's this woman, who gave me the lucky punch item, which is only useful when you have a Chansey. A lucky egg would have been more useful. Now that Team Steam is out of the way, I would be going inside the gym if Agent Red wouldn't be blocking my way once again. You're not going to bet on me right after I just saved the whole town, would you? Okay, I'll come to Seaport Town with you. That is after I get my second badge here. The first thing I noticed when I entered the gym is that it's huge. I mean, from the outside it didn't look this long. I'm pretty sure Growlithe will be gaining some levels inside here. There's also this path that leads to a dead end and is just here for the sake of trolling you. We're off to face Esmeralda. Apparently her best Pokemon will be at Torterra. I sure hope that thing won't have an earthquake attack at its disposal. First opponent is an Ivysaur. That's easy enough for Growlithe. And now it comes to Torterra already. I know it's risky, but I decided to stay in since that guy has to be put down ASAP. And after all the things I feared about Torterra, he uses a withdraw attack and goes down in just 2 hits. What an anticlimax. On comes Jumpluff, who manages to use a Leech Seed move, but goes down with 1 hit thanks to a critical hit. The last opponent will be a Survine, or however you pronounce it, but even that one doesn't bring much trouble for my powerhouse Growlithe. I sure hope I'll find the Firestone soon, so I can be a bit more confident about using him. Anyway, I just obtained my second gym badge. That means Scizor will obey me up to level 30 now, I suppose, so I should probably be getting him back from PC instead of Zoroark soon. I also received the Gaga Drain move from Esmeralda. Oh, the irony. That move would have been perfect for my Bayleaf. Rest in peace, little buddy. After healing up and stocking on some potions and full heals, it's time to move on to the next city. Probably the one that got mentioned by the Team Steam admins a short while ago. On Route 407 there's a guy sitting on a bench that randomly decides to give me leftovers. I decide to give it to a Miltank, since leftovers are the most useful to give to Pokemon with lots of hit points. And the first Pokemon I encounter on this road is a Weasel. Not a water type, just terrific. But I'll catch it anyway, since you never know what might happen in the future, and my options about catching Pokemon are quite limited in this game, if not for the dozen Pokemon I already received for free in this game. I decided to call her Sweezel, since she's a female. That kind of originality deserves an applause. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, now shut the hell up. Hello? Can somebody get a letter from me? Guys, I think I'm stuck. Marin Beach, that sounds nice. Might as well enjoy the sun and catch some rays while I'm at it. A trip across the lake costs $600. Would you like to board a ferry? Well, I suppose I don't have any other choice, do I? What was that? What? Has anyone ever seen a boat sail like that? And what for? That boat trip took about 3 seconds. What a ripoff. A whooper. Finally something my Blitzel can take on. Time for you to show your worth, horsey. Whoa, definitely not your time to show your worth. I might be able to take 2 slam attacks if I heal you up. Mudshot! Oh my lord, how is this possible? Get out of there, Piotr. Get the heck out of there. Now that Bayleaf's not around, I have nothing to counter water types. All of a sudden, we enter Brambush Town. Probably another small town that's lying in between 2 big cities. I hope this town has some generous people hanging around, and oh my lord, this simpleton is giving away a Larvitar. I'll take it, sir, since you insist. This game is way too generous with its Pokemon giveaways. There's an airport in this town, but I need a plane ticket to get on. It would be absolutely hilarious if a plane ticket would cost me $600, and after boarding it, the plane would bring me right back to the ferry, which costed me $600. Let's go on to the next road and... Rat! Get alive already and leave me alone. No, I do not want to battle you. Okay, fine. First opponent is Pikachu, what a surprise. I can counter that with Marshtomp. Growlithe has faced worse opponents than a Grotle before, and thanks to the burn, Grotle faints after 1 blow. But then, on comes the Gyarados, and who else will be more fit to take that beast down than Piotr? But just look at that thing, level 27 already. One electric move, however, might be able to take him down. Otherwise I'm pretty much screwed. One bite attack brings down over half the total amount of HP Piotr has, but I'm still not that worried. My Piotr should be able to outspeed a Gyarados. What? You don't outspeed it? Oh my goodness. Piotr, you're silly. You tried your best and you failed miserably. The lesson is, never try. So much for my well-balanced team, but I think it's time to have a look at the best moments I shared with Piotr to pay respect to his departure. Yep, that's pretty much it. Why, look at that, even Miltank is having a hard time against that Gyarados. But at least he's faster, so we can heal up. We eventually managed to take it down, and just look at what Mr. Red has in store for us after that Gyarados. Once you expect the biggest trouble to be over, he sends out a freaking Lucario. A Lucario with a reversal move at that. A reversal move that inflicts 30 damage at full health against my Shell Shock. I didn't even dare to send out my Growlithe against that monster. I would have suffered more than one casualty if I did. I'm trying to set up a Focus Punch, but after 3 tries I gave up on that. That is until Lucario uses Screech Attack. I decide to try another Focus Punch, and this time Shell Shock can pull it off. After a lot of healing and stalling in this battle, Lucario goes down, and that's the end of Red for the 20th time during this Nuzlocke challenge. Before leaving, Red says he'll get even stronger, and I know this is the right time to do some training. So I'll be leaving you guys for now, and during the next episode I'll probably have leveled most of my Pokemon team up to level 30, because once again the level difference is getting ridiculous. And until next time, see ya! That's all for now, people. Don't be mad, I'll be back soon enough. Today's trivia question is an easy one for old school Pokemon fans. The question is, out of the 3 original Red and Blue starters, which one was the first one Ash caught in the anime series? Make sure to comment, rate and subscribe, and peace out.